Welcome students. This is the second video of Language of Chemistry where we are going to see how to write the molecular formula of an element or a compound. Now what is molecular formula? Molecular formula is a symbolic representation of an element or a compound. So it stands for one molecule of either an element or a compound. Now what is an element? And how do we differentiate from a compound? An element is a substance, pure substance which cannot be split into anything simpler by either physical or by chemical means. And it consists of the same kind of atoms. So we have some examples of some elements here: oxygen, hydrogen, helium, phosphorus, and these are their formula. Again, we are going to go into details of how to write the formula. Now, what is a compound? A compound is a pure substance which is made up of two or more atoms in a fixed proportion by mass, and it can be split into two or more substances by chemical means. So these are some examples: water, H2O, it is made up of two elements, hydrogen, oxygen; sodium chloride, made up of sodium and chlorine; glucose, of three elements, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen; methane, made up of two elements, carbon and hydrogen. So now we are going to see how to write the molecular formula of an element. To know that, we have to know what is atomicity. Atomicity is the number of atoms present in one molecule of an element. So what is atomicity? It is the number of atoms present in one molecule of an element. So example, oxygen, its atomicity is 2. Its atomicity is 2. That means what to write in its formula? We have to write O2. That means where we say that two atoms of oxygen combine to form one molecule of oxygen. So O2 represents one molecule of oxygen which is having two atoms of oxygen. Hydrogen, its atomicity is also 2. That means how to write its formula? We have to write it as H2. Ozone, in ozone, its atomicity is 3. So to write the formula of ozone, we will write it as O3. So these two, oxygen and hydrogen, they are said to be diatomic molecules. So these are diatomic molecules, which means that two atoms make up one molecule, whereas ozone will be called a triatomic molecule. That means 3 atoms of oxygen make up one molecule of ozone. Chlorine is also a diatomic molecule. Its atomicity is 2. So we write the formula of chlorine as Cl2. Helium. Now helium is an inert gas or a noble gas whose outermost shell is already filled. So they are able to exist as single atoms. So its atomicity is 1. So we write the formula of helium as He. Similarly, in place of helium, in same way, neon, argon, these are also noble gases. So noble gases and inert gases, they mean the same. That is, the outermost shell is complete. So they are independent as single atoms. So their atomicity is 1. So their molecules are written as Ne and Ar. Now coming to phosphorus. Now phosphorus atomicity is 4. So how do we write the molecule of phosphorus? We represented it as P4. Now sulfur, its atomicity is 8, octaatomic. So we write the formula of sulfur as S8. So this is how we write the atomicity of elements. Now students, now we have arrived at the formula of a compound. So what is a compound? I told you it is a pure substance in which there are two or more elements in a fixed proportion by mass. So it has having more than one element. So how to write its formula? To write the formula, we need to know the valency of the elements. So what is valency? Let us recollect the previous chapter where we had done valency. I told you valency can be defined as the combining capacity of an element. So the combining capacity of an element here, valency of calcium is 2, valency of fluorine is 1. Now students, there is no other way but to learn the valencies of the elements and to practice, and that is the way in which you can memorize the valencies. So how to write the formula of calcium chloride? So that you do by exchanging the valence. I am just showing you calcium CaCl. The valency of calcium is 2. So it will be given to chlorine, exchanged, and chlorine's valency is 1, so it will come to calcium. But we don't write 1, it is understood. So the valency of calcium chloride is CaCl2. Now come to copper oxide. Now I told you in the last class that copper, there are certain elements which is having more than one valency, which we call as elements having variable valency. So copper is one such element which is having more than one valency. One of its valency is 1, other the valency of copper is 2. So the oxide with valency 1, it is written as copper 1 oxide, Roman 1 in the bracket. So this one denotes the valency of copper. The older way of expressing it is cuprous oxide. Whereas copper 2 oxide is where the valency of copper is 2, which is denoted in Roman in bracket, and another way of writing it is cupric oxide. Now let us see how to write the formula of both the oxides of copper. Now here I told you, first you write the formula of the elements. Now here the valency of copper is 1. So its valency of 1 will go to oxygen. And valency of oxygen is always 2. It will not change. So it will come to copper. But again I told you, we do not write 1. So the formula of copper 1 oxide or cuprous oxide is Cu2O. Now let us come to copper 2 oxide. So again we write the formula of the elements, the symbols. So here, what is the valency of copper? 2. So we give it to oxygen. And what is the valency of oxygen? It is always 2. So it comes to copper. Now we have to simplify it by a single whole number. So we get a whole number ratio. So if I divide it by a common factor 2, what we will get? CuO. Okay, but here we do not write 1, so we just remove the 1, and the formula of cupric oxide or copper 2 oxide becomes CuO. So this is how we write the formula of compounds. Now students, this is another way in which you will be able to write the formula of compounds, and you have to know how to write it from the formula of its ions. I told you in the last classes that the valency of the ion can be obtained from its charge. So this is the formula of the cations. Just have a look. This is calcium ion plus 2 charge, so its valency is also 2. Aluminium plus 3 charge, so its valency is 3. This is ferrous. So iron also has variable valency. One is plus 2, one is plus 3. So two valencies of 2 and 3. Again potassium plus 1, that means its valency is 1. Magnesium plus 2 means valency is 2. Similarly, Anions are also represented from the charges, its valency. So chloride, it is having -1 charge, so its valency is 1. Oxygen or oxide we call it, its valency is 2. Bromide valency is 1, and this is sulfide with valency 2. Now suppose I have to write the formula between calcium ion and chloride ion. Just as we had done, we will write the symbols of the element first. Now calcium's valency, you can see it is 2, so it will go to chlorine, and chlorine's valency of 1 comes to calcium. But again I said we don't write that 1, so the formula becomes CaCl2 and its name is calcium chloride. Okay. Now aluminium. So how to write the formula? You write the symbols of the element first. The valency of aluminium is 3, so it will go to chlorine. Chlorine's valency is 1, it will come to aluminium. But we don't write the 1, so the formula becomes AlCl3, and you can understand its name will be aluminium chloride. Now coming to iron and oxide. So here the valency of iron is 2. From the chart you can see oxide is also having valency 2. So iron's valency 2 comes to oxygen, oxygen's valency 2 goes to iron. So I told you just before this that this can be simplified. So if I divide it by a common factor 2, I will come to Fe1O1. But we do not write 1, so the formula becomes FeO, and we write it as iron in the bracket Roman 2 oxide, where the 2 stands for the valency of iron, or else we can also represent it, the name of the compound as ferrous oxide. Okay, so iron 2 oxide is also known as ferrous oxide. Now coming to the other valency of iron. The other valency of iron is 3. The valency of oxygen still remains as 2. It is always 2. So here when we write the formula, so the valency of 3 of iron comes to oxygen, and oxygen's valency 2 comes to iron. So the formula comes to Fe2O3. So this cannot be simplified by any common number, any common factor. So the formula remains as Fe2O3. So what are we going to write in the name of the compound? We are going to write iron in the bracket 3, where 3 stands for the valency of iron oxide, or the other name of it is called ferric oxide. It is also called by the name of ferric oxide. Now coming to the compound between potassium and bromine. Now you can see both of them is having valency 1. So even if the valencies are exchanged, we will still come to KBr, and its name comes to potassium bromide. So its name comes to potassium bromide. Now the last one here is magnesium and sulfur. So you can see magnesium's valency is 2, and here the valency of sulfur is also 2. So if we have to write the formula, what we would do? Magnesium's valency 2 goes to sulfur, sulfur's valency 2 comes to magnesium. So these can be simplified by a common factor 2. So we arrive at MgS. Okay, and its name will become magnesium sulfide. Magnesium sulfide. Okay, so likewise we will be coming to various other formula of cation and anion in the coming classes. So I think you have had an idea how to write the formula of a compound and how to name the compound.